What's up, guys? Welcome back to another day trading recap. It's Tuesday, the 7th of June, and it's only 9:48 a.m., but I figured I should wrap up right now because although I didn't get a home run trade, I just got a really good trade I was looking for. I missed my size by a few cents. I had some really big size, just like 1 or 2 cents below where the price went, and then I started chasing, trying to get my entry, but I still didn't get it, and then I ended up closing because I didn't want to start sizing too high on a weak market. I've made that mistake many times. We don't have that continuation, and then all of a sudden, boom, I close out my trade that could have been a decent base hit, or even like a more than a base hit for a scratch or a small win, just because I sized too late, too high, chasing these tickers, because we're not getting that resolution. In a hot market, that's usually a good idea. In this market, you want to wean off of it a little bit, as tempting as it is. So the ticker that brought me into the green today was JAN, and it's probably true for every day trader, small cap day trader, momentum trader out there today, because this ticker was really flying. I mean, there's some other opportunities across the board, but JAN, without a doubt, this was where the action was today. And I was actually really surprised, because if we just start really fast here on the daily, you can see that this is a recent ticker we traded, popped up 180, 200%, and then just crashed all the way back down. And now it's popping back up with major resistance in this area. A lot of former backholders probably in it as well. So I don't love tickers like this at all. Relative volume kind of similar to that former day, although it's already higher. And the day isn't even remotely over. It's really just getting started. The market's only been open for 20 minutes. But at the same time, pre-market. So it's been open since 4:30 a.m. So commercial, let's see, services, supplies company. What is that exactly? Environmental sub-industry. Okay. 3 million shares outstanding, so very nice low float, and then 11 million market cap. Now, the shares outstanding is not the float, but typically the float is always less. Actually, the float will always be less than the shares outstanding, because the only difference is basically, let me show you guys, Finviz really quickly here, JAN. The only difference is going to be if shares are locked up, maybe some insiders can't sell, or maybe a trust or some large institution holds the shares and they can't sell, so on and so forth. So let's see, the float on this ticker is 2.3 and the shares outstanding 2.83. So I pretty much know the float is tiny, and we're looking for tickers with a float below 10 million. So this is good. I love this kind of stuff. Has a catalyst coming out. I obviously don't look too much into the catalyst, but let's see. Announced that a patient was issued that covers a method of improving nerve function using some sort of drug. Okay, well, that sounds really good. Nerve damage, that's something that a lot of people experience, especially like with diabetics and whatnot. So that sounds like it's a drug that covers a lot of potential, or not a drug, but whatever their solution is, could cover a large demographic. So that's a really good catalyst. But again, I don't want to focus too much on the catalyst, because every time I do, I develop too much of a bias, and then my trading goes out the window. So really what I want to be focused on is the price action. Wow, look at this sell-off this ticker had. Let's actually scroll back here for a second. So yeah, this one had an aggressive front side, and then it wasn't able to hold its highs and sold off the rest of the day. And for some reason, I keep kind of getting cut out of the screen. Let me move it over a little bit more. And then maybe similar situation today, where it has that aggressive, pre-market action, doesn't hold its highs. Let's see the 1 minute again. Yeah, volume is fading here. That's always a big red flag. Had this little pop back up, but we got to break through this 411 zone, and then it could really run. Let me see in the Discord, anyone trading this 411 breakout? Looks kind of good, kind of tempting. And big thank you guys congratulations to everyone. Really, this is really a big community achievement. If you go to the blog on TradeJournal, we have one right down here. And I wanted to post this. TradeJournal.co community keeps growing even in this bear market. And right here, we hit 1,200. We went past 1,200 users in our Discord. So this is a huge milestone for sure. Ever since the bear market started, things have gotten a little bit slower, even on my YouTube channel, especially because I'm super focused on day trading small cap recaps, momentum, and the momentum just dried up. Everything's really dried up in this space, and that happens every now and then. It's quite cyclical, but specifically this bear market, it's gotten a little bit more dry. Sometimes when there's a bear market and there's sell-off, sometimes it gets more aggressive even than a bull market. It's kind of crazy. So it's awesome to see people thrive, or surviving till they thrive, and our Discord community is still growing. It's just a really beautiful thing. There is a post here on Twitter as well if you guys want to follow. If you just go to the dashboard, you'll see right here, you could always see the latest tweets from TradeJournal. So yeah, let's get back to it. And what we got here with JAN, yeah, okay, so it's struggling right now, but who knows? I wouldn't be super bullish on this just because the volume was very light, like I was talking about. Before we talk about each individual trade here, let me go and show you guys what I'm up today. I actually don't even know what I'm up today, so it's going to be a little bit of a reveal like we used to do during the bull markets. Lately it's been so slow where I like to actually look at my P&L, just because like if I can get over like 3% up on the day, sometimes I just call it, or that's like my goal, and then I'll be a little bit more conservative so I don't give back profits because it's just so weak out there. So let's see what we got here. Boom! 1278. It's been a while since we had $1,000 plus day. It feels like a lifetime. There was a time we'd 1,000, 2,000, lose 1,000 or 2,000, right? It was just like those were normal numbers, but we just haven't really had the ability to trade as aggressively as I used to. And JAN popped up, and we had that ability again, and it was just beautiful. It was right there. So first, what I did on this ticker, pops up, and I didn't actually trade it at first. It was up 30%, not that interesting. And look at the volume, pretty light, only 100 shares being traded. Then it breaks out here, pulls back, and I bought this and got some of this pop. But look at this, I only do 1,000 shares, very small size. I actually end up closing into this breakout at 299, so I don't even hold. This is how pessimistic I am, guys. This is how much I don't trust the market, because no breakouts are holding, or they have continuation. And this one actually did end up holding. I noticed, I was like, wow, okay, look at this. It actually holds. So I buy again on the pullback. We did have a 5-minute breakout ultimately right here in this area. So I was like, okay, well, 5-minute breakout. Let's go for that 1-minute pullback. Went for it. And guess what? I had a breakout again. I was quick to take profits. I didn't close my whole position. I ended up buying back, waiting for another move. And then traded this right here. Actually, wait, I missed this most of this move, unfortunately. And then we had probably one of our best pullbacks right here in this area. This one went without me, and I chased really into the highs here. This could have been a home run trade right there, 8%. So I didn't really get any of the good trades in this area. And then we start pulling back. We had a longer 5-minute pullback as well. I'm constantly trying for this move. I tried, I feel like, a dozen times looking for that pop. I eventually get a little bit of a pop here, but I actually closed this one really early on. So I don't really... I think I closed it at like 46 or something, 346 or so, before it really was a green candle. It was like just like a dot right here, and I closed it. And then, pre-market kind of just does its consolidation, nothing too exciting. I trade this little market open pop with 500 shares, and I start looking at other stocks actually, because this one, it had okay volume, but it was just like, it was really struggling. And then it popped up higher here. I stopped looking at other stocks and I go back to this one. Unfortunately, it ripped so quickly that I only got a partial fill. I was trying to go along with 2,000 shares or so. I got 125. So I was like, oh man, okay, well, I missed that. Here, for some reason, the camera's totally out of sync or function, zoom today. Okay. Then let's see, it pops up here, breaks out. I start buying higher, but again, look at these tiny share size. Then it has this 1-minute pullback on a 5-minute breakout. And this one I did all right on, but again, I take profits really quickly. I sell like at 89 or something, like 86 even. So I have yet to get one actual breakout. I have not, so this ticker is up quite a lot at this point. 67% or so, with several good breakouts, and I've yet to get one breakout. How crazy is that? Just because I'm so conservative right now. Then it has this pullback, and at first I go for this pop, and then I go for this pop, and then it really pulls back quite aggressively. I realize, 5-minute support at 389 is massive, so I have some big orders at 389, and it pulls back to 3.9. Luckily, I still size in with 3,000 shares a little ahead of time. I was looking to go with like 5,000 shares, or maybe even 6,000. And then it pops up 6%, and I'm chasing the whole way up here to get my fill. And then I realize this is not the market to be chasing in, so it pops up a little higher. I think I closed Like my last trade here was at 411. Yeah, so I closed actually a pretty decent spot, but I closed most of it at like 409. So on the way up, when I started not getting my fills, I removed my buy orders and then I started selling. Like I said, in a bull market, I would have been buying the whole way up, ready for that next breakout and just adding size and, making that, what might right now be like today a 10% average day, or like $10,000 average day to like, a 20, 30, 40, 50, even $1,000 position size in a hot market, right? But right now I'm going to take those base hits and leave it at that because like, look at this, we don't get that follow through. And all of a sudden, if you're sizing up in this area and you're moving up your average and then you get this, 10%, 8% flush, boom, like you just ruin your day. So that's why I'm not taking that level of risk in this kind of market. I hope that makes sense. So I think I'm ending the day up like around 10% or so. It's hard to say. Like, I don't know what my exact average was today. In general, if you go to, so anyone could do this. You guys could go to my profile and then you can check out my momentum account and then you guys can view my my calendar. It's been a kind of a slow month here, so don't get too excited. But so we are in a little bit of a green streak, but let's go to June in general and just see some of these stats really, really fast here. So hopefully I'm not zoomed out too much for you guys. But yeah, my average position size, my average cost per trade right now is $5.3 thousand. So really, really small amount of money that I'm using per trade. Nothing really too exciting. If you guys want access to all this stuff, just remember you have to have a fast track account right here. And then you'll also get access to the challenges. We have the 7-day startup challenge, the 6-month profit rocket challenge, and now a new custom challenge where we get on a phone call and we figure out the best challenge for you or review which one of these would be best to go on. Totally free, no charge. I just want to get on as many calls with you guys as possible, really for me to learn what you guys are up to. Yeah, and also just put a face on the usernames. I've already had just around 30 calls now. We're just at that 30 mark that we wanted to reach. And I have such a better orientation around the Discord now than I did before. Really, really nice getting to know you guys and everyone's different strategies. So it blows my mind how different, but then sometimes at the same time, how similar certain people are. So some people are doing exactly what I'm doing per se. Some people are doing something totally different. And it's working, and I love to see like all these different strategies. And I've already interviewed 2 of you guys in the community, Jen and Bren, about your guys' different strategies, and I'm actually implementing one of them myself, the selling cover calls, working really well, except right now in a bear market, it's a little bit slower. It's not the best strategy for a bear market, but I love to have that in my arsenal. I also traded KRBP. I'll talk about this one really quickly here. I feel like I don't want to make this video too long. So KRBP, yeah, popped up. This was a sub dollar. It was like around 50 cents for a while. It was just so aggressive. Popped up like 180% with like zero volume. Look at this volume here on the 1 minute. It was just so weird. It was barely going over 200,000 shares being traded per 1 minute. On a stock like this is nothing. So I was really nervous to trade it. I tried a little bit of an attempt breakout here to see how I feel about this ticker. I really did not like any moment of it. And I said, you know what, I'm just not going to touch this ticker anymore. I'm happy I, dipped my toes in for a second. It was like a tiny position size here. Like $2,000 position size, just to kind of like feel how it flowed. And man, I'm just not a big fan of these sub dollars. So I'm going to go ahead, call it there. I couldn't be any more happy. Tuesdays are actually my best trading days now for the whole entire challenge. I'm not even sure if you guys noticed in my last recap, I did talk about that. If you go to my insights not the insights. Well, actually, yeah, the insights, but not of the overall portfolios or all of my portfolios, just for the insights for my day trading Momo. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. Scroll down. Yeah, Tuesdays are my best days. Actually, I have no idea. I guess the closer we get to Friday, I get quite exhausted because I have really long work days. They're at least 16 hours. Like I work from like 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock easy. Sometimes even longer. And that's because I have a few projects going on, right? With, trading is like the least thing I do. It's only 3 hours a day. then obviously YouTube, which doesn't take that much of my time. But then I have some courses that I'm maintaining. And then really TradeJournal is put a lot of my time. We have now a team of 12 people, and that's really where a lot of my focus is going right now, to get it out of beta mode and get you guys all the features you guys want, and make it the best platform that I can possibly make it. And it's totally free to use for the analytics and the community. And soon we're going to have API imports on our trade, so that's going to be really exciting. The only thing to pay for is if you want access to mentor content, and that's called the Fast Track program. And you can check out all our mentors right here. Also, if you're interested in becoming a mentor, DM me in the Discord, and I'd be happy to talk to you more about how that works and what it's all about. All right, guys, that's all for this video. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning for the next day trading recap. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out and consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.